Hey, and welcome back to Talk About Worlds. We are on podcast number 48. I am SirFelixTheCat, and with me, as always, is Hawk. How is your day?
Oh, it could be better. How about yours?
Oh, it's beautiful. Another beautiful day in indoor hardware.
Yeah. I could only imagine at this point.
Dude, if it wasn't for my arm issue, it would have been a much better day. Like, it is so annoying typing with just one hand.
Oh God, yeah. No, I've tried that before. I kind of have to do that until I get my new desk set up. I don't have like a boom for my mic or an arm, so I have to use one hand to type when I do anything live. Yeah, it sucks.
And we have Carlitos. How is your day? I've talked to you today, and I never even asked you. How is your day?
Yeah, what'd it do?
All right. And
like
let's get on with some news. Yeah, I do too. I also like the song. I got to make it to where the song automatically plays for it.
Yeah.
Instead of me having to like set it to it. Be so much better. But
that'd be nice.
I didn't even get these tags ready. But yeah, let's do this. So what in God's name have you been playing?
Still Skyrim. I've still been playing the hell out of Skyrim. I had to restart again because I had the mod Open Civil War, and I didn't get to the Civil War until like pretty deep in a playthrough. And then I realized that it kind of broke my game. It might be conflicting with other mods. I don't know. So I went with a safer route and did another Civil War mod and have restarted again. Cleaned up the mod list a little more. Still playing Skyrim. It's fun. What about you?
Well, I took a break from Pokemon. I need to beat the champion, Leon or whatever his name is. But I decided to go off and do the DLCs a little bit, and started catching a bunch of stuff. Got the ability to do the other evolution thing, whatever it's called, Gigantamax.
Yeah, I think that's
and
it.
Then I went to the ice place and realized I was a little under level, so I decided to grind there for a bit, and then started doing that dungeon thing. I never realized this, but I never did the ice place.
Oh, okay.
Like, I did the first fight, and that's all I ever did. So I actually went in there, and there's like this dungeon, this cave you go into, and they do like this roguelike mode where they give you one Pokemon to use, and you get a team of, like, you can either call in actual players or do like the NPC team, and each one gets a random Pokemon from this list they have to choose from. And you basically have to try to make it through this like 5-tier dungeon, and the 5th tier is the I think it's 5, it might be 4, but is like a legendary Pokemon that if you beat them, then you can try to catch them. But the thing is like each little stage, you have the ability to catch the Pokemon because it's all Dynamaxing Pokemon.
Okay.
So you can catch all of them if you want, but you can only keep one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
don't think I ever tried that mode. Because I played the Sword and Shield. I played the hell out of them. I don't think I beat them, and I don't think I did that stuff.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing. Like, I have what's his name? The guy from Crystal. Is it Suicune?
I think so.
A bluish horse dog guy. And
so.
Then I got I don't know their names. Another legendary, this little cute thing that's useless. But it's a legendary. Yeah, but can't really play for too long because my arm starts bothering me. And then I started playing Minecraft Dungeons because I do love that game.
Dude, we just hooked up the PS5 in our room that we're squatting in for now. So we should play, because I think I have it on, don't I have it on PS5? Because we played before.
The Dungeons?
Yeah, Minecraft Dungeons. We played on console before. I remember that.
Possibly, because I think I have it on PS4 as well, but I'm playing on the Switch now.
I'll have to get it on Switch someday. No, because I think I have it on. I mean, no, it might be cross-platform at this point, though, too. Who knows?
Yeah, let me see.
I'm pretty sure you were playing on 4 and I was playing on 5. but it's a Microsoft thing, so it should be cross-platform for at least most
It
stuff,
is.
I think.
Yeah, we can play together.
Could I do PC and you do Switch?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep, it's
Okay.
cross-compatible between Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and Windows.
Sweet. I don't have it on PC, but I want to get it on PC on one of the Steam sales, so that'll be nice. That'll be really cool.
Yep. But yeah, even then, I can't play that for too long, and it sucks. Like I never even said this on the channel. I have like some nerve issue going on where like where the nerve comes out of your spine, your upper spine that goes to your arm. It's the holes have narrowed, so it's like pinching it off. And it's just causing massive, stupid pain, and I wish it'd go away. Yeah.
That shit is not fun from the sounds of it.
Yeah. It's a blast and a half.
Joy, being stuck in this fragile mortal coil that senses pain.
Yeah, I love it.
But somehow isn't fragile enough to die quickly.
All right. So let's save, let's hide, and let's do news time. Time for the news.
Woohoo.
Let me close this screen and then present. Start with some movie news. So, have you ever watched Kung Fury?
No.
You got to watch this movie. So excuse me, it's a comedy martial arts movie, and it's like it's super cheesy, and it's meant to be cheesy, but it's like just dumb funny.
Yeah.
And it finally is getting a sequel. Like that movie came out in 2015. So 10 years later, it's getting a sequel. It's going to have Michael Fassbender and Schwarzenegger. They're going to help kill Nazis in the new movie. And I am so looking forward to this.
I gotta say, I'm really digging Michael Fassbender's look there with like the mullet and the mustache. Yeah. This looks very 80s. I like that.
Yep. Yeah, the whole movie has that 80s vibe to it.
As I would expect for like a kung fu, spoof movie, I would definitely expect an 80s feel.
Yeah. Yep. So that is something to look forward
to. Guy's name.
Yeah, Colt Magnum. Trying to see when it comes out. I didn't see if there was a release date.
Colt Magnum. Oh my god.
Doesn't look like there is a date as of yet.
Yeah,
but I will give everybody an update on that one because like I said, I'm super looking forward to that.
Dude, we need a resurgence of the stupid 80s action movie. We need that back.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, and really quick, I am drinking my Arnold Palmer. And did you know Arnold Palmer had a really big golf game?
Yeah, very large. All the guys in the locker room talked about it. A very large golf game. Yeah, big league.
The girth of that swing was amazing.
I mean, it was a very girthy swing, man. I heard the ladies were definitely impressed by it. The men were too. The men wanted it. The men wanted to be just as good as him,
Yeah.
They wanted
to have that big, girthy swing.
Yeah, girthy, beefy boy all up in their golf game.
Yeah, the way he knocked those balls around. Whew.
Man, he was talented.
he just knew how to put it in the hole. It was amazing.
He really did. He really did. A hole in one every time. Sometimes a birdie, I should say.
All right, next. GTA Remaster may be in the works. So I remember like 6 months ago or so, there was this mod that took GTA 4 and put it in the GTA 5 engine.
Okay.
To like make it look better.
Yeah.
And Take-Two pulled that down instantly, like just ripped it off the internet.
Ooh.
Like destroyed it. And that was the first thing I thought at that moment was like, oh, we're getting a remake or we're getting a remaster of some sort. And yeah, so now it looks like it's coming out that they're actually going to be doing one. And this will be coming out to Switch 2 as well from the rumors.
Oh, and it says they might do Max Payne 3 too. Okay.
Yep.
So
we'll get it. We'll get a port of that, but we already have the remakes that are being made by Remedy of 1 and 2.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Max Payne is probably the best series outside of Red Dead Redemption that Rockstar has ever created, personally. But I think the best Grand Theft Auto game is 4, and that's kind of a controversial stance because everybody loves San Andreas, everybody loves 5. I think 4 was the most like still crazy but grounded, gritty, like really, really just believable yet still absurd story. Rockstar struck this balance of over the top shit while still being plausible in like a movie sense. And the characters were darker, the characters were all better. I think they were written better. You had idiots like Brucey Klebitz, he was fun. Your cousin always asking you to go bowling. The driving mechanics were better. The Euphoria engine for ragdoll physics was better. I think visually it just looks better. It was dark, yeah, but I don't like that bubbly, glowy neon color scheme of GTA 5. But no, this is exciting to me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm also excited about these remakes of 1 and 2, just because I played a little bit of 1, but I never actually like fully played the game, and I've never played 2. And I actually just saw Max Payne 3 for the first time, and just the mechanics of that game look so satisfying.
Oh, dude, Max Payne 3, holy God. 1, I will say, again, because I'm a gorehound, the blood mods for Max Payne 3 are incredible. The ragdoll physics for Max Payne 3 are incredible, and you could do slow-mo like almost every time you pull the trigger. You don't have infinite slow-mo, but you get so much of it that you could just play like half the game in slow motion. So gunfights it's like that perfect action movie feeling in Max Payne, and that's captured in all 3 of the games, but done perfectly in 3.
Which is the one that has the stupid puzzle I see on videos all the time where like you're walking on like this thin blood line and you have to like follow it and you have to like jump over it at certain parts and it's all dark around you.
That might be 2 if I remember right. It's been a long time since I played them. I did just recently re-download them though, so I'll play them soon and I'll let you know which one has that for sure.
Yeah, whichever one that's in, I hope in the remake they change it. Because that just doesn't look fun. It doesn't sound fun.
There's a couple of things in 1 and 2 in particular, mechanically speaking, that I think they should probably change. If not, at least like kind of modernize, which I hate that I'm saying that, but some stuff does need to be modernized. And by that, I don't mean dumbed down. I just mean like the controls for those games were just stupid compared to today.
Yep, I get that. All right. Next, here's a big story. So Nintendo Switch 2 leak about cartridge sizes reveals why game key cards are preferred. So originally, we were told there's going to be multiple sizes of these key cards. Because the 64 gig one is like, people have said it's somewhere between $16 and $24 a pop for the developer to put the game on here.
Okay.
And they don't want that cut into their... I mean, they're already paying a fee to get the game made, like a higher fee than normal.
Yeah.
And then they're having to pay like a Nintendo tax, essentially, as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're losing more money on it for each copy they sell. So I totally get that. I totally get why they're not wanting to do that. Like I wish they would do it, because I do like my physical games, but I understand it. It makes sense.
Physical's dying at this point.
Yeah. But that was a lie. There's not multiple sizes, at least not at the moment.
Okay.
We currently have Jago Digital okay, let's read it in English. Digital game only.
I thought it was something like, okay.
The 64 gig cartridge, which is like Cyberpunk's coming on that complete and on card. Which also I'm surprised. What is the name of that game? It's not Harvest Moon, it's the fantasy one. Rune Factory. The new Rune Factory is going to be complete on the cartridge too.
Okay.
I'm excited about that. But then they also have what they call it Potion, which is the code name for the key cards. So there's only 3 options.
Okay.
And if you want a physical type, there's only 2 options, which is, I understand that. If you have like a 4 gig game, an indie studio just made a small game.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to like pay $24 or whatever the heck it is, 16 to 24 just to put your game out there when you're going to be selling it for like $20.
Yeah. And why do you need a 64 gig cartridge for a 4 gig game? Like, there's no point.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. I understand why they want to go for this key card thing. So everybody who's harping about it, that it needs to be over, it's like, no, because if you were in their shoes, you would not do it.
Yeah. So I think the people bitching, like, I understand, like, people wanting physical games and shit. I get that. If I could, I would be fully physical too. I would. But I don't have the room for all the games that I have at this point. Like, I would need a shed for my games. But it's like, we're here, and the time to be upset about it was like 15 years ago at this point. Really? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was at the tail end of the PS3 and 360 or Xbox One generation.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
or
360. Yeah, it was
360. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Because most of the games that I had on 360 were digital too. I had a shitload physical, but like 360 went all in on digital early in its cycle, especially with like Xbox Live Arcade, like that thing. Yeah. But yeah, like this sucks. I don't like that Nintendo is forcing this on smaller developers mainly, because a big development studio could pay for it. Will they? Probably not, but they could. But I just don't like that they're forcing this. But like, we're past the point of being upset about this at this point. Like, but people just seem to keep bitching about it. And like always, like we're seeing with everything, they'll come in and say that they want to change it when it's too late to change anything.
Yeah, and with the key card, I'm not as anti-key card as a lot of people are, especially like the hardcore Nintendo fans who are just like super crying about this.
Yeah.
The key card still serves a purpose. Yes, it's a physical copy. You technically do have a physical copy of it.
Yeah.
And it's one that, say, it's a digital game that I can then give to you and you can play it. It's not locked to me. So still works. It works the same way as a freaking physical game. So
okay.
Really, who cares? You have to download some. I get that. That's whatever. I don't need 50 games. Like, the only reason I have so many games on my Switch on it right now is because I'm using them to record gameplay. But once I am done recording that, I'm going to get rid of all those games that I'm not actively playing, and I'll be back down to like the 6 I am playing.
Yeah, I thought that they were going to code it, like lock it, so you put it in your console, you download it, only you could use that, because Xbox was talking about that shit with the Xbox One back in the day. So
that was the big blow up.
Yeah, well, understandably so, because they tried to kill the secondhand game market. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But and that pissed everybody off. So like, I understand the fear of that, but if they're not doing that, then that's good. The only thing that I do kind of get with the people who are bitching about it, and I doubt this applies to most of those people, but like, if you don't have internet, you're not going to be able to play the game. And that's kind of shitty. Like, you buy a physical version, you would expect to be able to play the game without having to download it. I think it's stupid, but most people at this point, at least in our region, have stable enough internet to be able to download it. I don't think it's an issue. If you're buying a Switch 2, you probably have fucking internet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so it's not applicable to the people who are bitching about it for the most part, but I do think it's a little dumb.
The people without internet, that number has severely shrunk over the years. It's not completely like zero, but it's gone way down, and there are other ways you can get internet on it really quick to download something. It might be inconvenient. I completely understand that. But the nice thing about the Switch is you can take it somewhere with you. I can quickly go over to McDonald's, download my thing. It might take forever, but I can get something to eat, some food that supports Donald Trump, and I can eat it while I download my game.
Yeah, no, it's shitty, but like, you could even go to most libraries.
Yeah.
And that's free to sign up too. Like, you could go to a library and get internet. So it sucks, yeah, but it's like, it's not like it's impossible to download the game if you don't pay for internet.
What's a library?
Yeah, I know that's a foreign word to most people at this point.
Yeah. All right. Next story. Here's something you're going to laugh at. I found it freaking hilarious. Ouch. Warner Bros. Throws Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League under the bus in the most corporate way possible. Side eyes it for closed studios and canceled games. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Games revenue decreased by 48%, excluding foreign currencies, due to the prior year release of Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, compared to no releases the current year quarter.
So they're putting their like shitty revenue all on Suicide Squad?
100% on Suicide Squad.
I mean, I highly doubt that's what. Like, I highly doubt Suicide Squad is the only thing. Didn't they cancel like a $200 million movie or whatever the hell, that Batgirl movie?
Yeah, a movie that was complete, but they won the tax write-off. Yep.
Oh, and I guess so. This is WB Games. They're probably quote unquote separate entities, even though they're not. It's just a way to get around monopoly laws. But like, so what other games have they had? There has to be other games that that have gone to shit.
That was 2024. Let's see. WB Games 2024.
They lost over $384 million on games. What games?
Yeah, this list was shorter. That'd be beautiful. Okay, so 2024, they released that game. Multiverses, which they're shutting down, I believe, if they haven't already. Quidditch Championships, which I still got to get and play.
Wait, they're shutting that down, or is that...
Multiverses.
Oh, just okay. Not cool. I was going to say, I want the Quidditch game, dude.
They did some Lego Harry Potters.
Which probably performed shit.
The MetaQuest Batman game, which looks beautiful.
It does look cool, but nobody bought it.
The Quidditch game, but for Switch, and then currently working on Hogwarts Legacy 2. So yeah, they really only put out 2 games besides Suicide Multiverses. That was doomed to. That was destined to fail. They put it out and it died. They pulled it. Yep. And that was the sign, like, this is done. But then they came out and they let people spend more money on it, and then they're pulling the plug on it again. It's like, yeah, duh. They let you know the first time it's done. It's done for.
Yeah, so I think the majority of their decrease in revenue was probably because of the cost to make Suicide Squad and how few people bought it, because most people saw it and were just understandably realized, wow, that looks like shit. But I still think that they lost money from other games outside of Suicide Squad. It wasn't just Suicide Squad, but...
You know, it's kind of hard for me to believe, though. They released the Batman trilogy on Switch in 2023. It feels like it was way more recent than that.
I don't even remember that putting that like.
Yeah, because Arkham Knight runs like complete and utter shit on it. But Arkham Asylum, that's the only one I played on it so far. But it's good. It feels functional. It doesn't look bad. I haven't had any like stupid weird glitches. I think I had a couple crashes while I was doing stupid things that I probably shouldn't be doing, trying to break the game.
Well, and also don't forget that, Arkham Knight ran like shit on everything when it first came out too.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight was like mainly on PC. Like it was god awful on PC for a while. So they'll probably fix that. But
yeah, it was crash heavy on PS4 at first.
Yeah, I think it was crashing on PS4, and then on PC, like, there were so many bugs. There were so many issues because nobody knows how to port a game to PC anymore at this point. That's why, like, a lot of the games that I play that are newer are, like, indie games that are only on PC, so I don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah. Let me look up something really quick. Hold on.
But...
When does that quarter start? Because I know physical years are different than actual years for the months. Oh yeah, no.
Center.
What was that?
Which
quarter? Oh, first quarter. So yeah, I was gonna say because Hogwarts Legacy came out for Nintendo Switch at least in November. So I was like, if it falls in that category, that's kind of unfair. Because Hogwarts Legacy sold very well on everything.
Yeah, Legacy sold really well despite a bunch of libs like bitching about it. And performed well too. I think like everybody.
It's like one of the best-selling games.
Yeah,
it sold very well,
dude. I still don't understand why all those like actual like the real Manic Panic Menace, like the hardcore libs. I don't understand why they got pissed about it, because it's like there's a trans character in the game who's actually done pretty well.
Yeah,
the character's done pretty well.
Yep.
Also, J.K. Rowling, or whatever the hell her name is, had nothing to do with the game.
Yeah, it's just in a world she created. That is it. That's where it stops.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah, well,
all right, next story.
I don't care if it's for kids. I like it. It's a good game.
Yep. So there was a game that was announced a long time ago for Nintendo 64. This is back in Nintendo 64 days. And it just got canned. We never got to see it. But it was Dinosaur Planet. Well, someone finally recompiled it, and it's now on PC in 4K. I mean, it doesn't matter because it looks like a 64 game, but yeah, I found that highly interesting. This is a game I actually wanted to play when they were first talking about, because it was in magazines and everything, and people were hyped about it. Like, it looked like it was going to be a fun game, and we never got it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's
cool.
a.
I'm always for like.
Where is it? Yeah, it's like Banjo-Kazooie. That's the game I was thinking of.
Okay. Yeah, I'm always for digging up like ancient shit that's buried and putting it together and releasing it on PC. I'm always for that. Like they have a playable demo for Battlefront 3, Star Wars Battlefront 3, the OG one. And they basically completed the game, but they just had to do some polish and shit, and you could play the majority of it on PC now.
Nice. You know, a game I was gonna play because I could play it on my PC was or my laptop. It's Knights of the Republic, whatever the online one is.
Just Star Wars: The Old Republic.
The Old Republic.
That's the one.
Yeah,
dude, it's fun. I played a good amount of it.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was free. Like free to play.
Yeah, it's free with a asterisk.
Yeah,
like
they want you to buy everything.
It's mostly free. Yeah, you'll enjoy your experience more if you buy some shit. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's that game. Look forward if you're interested.
That's cool.
And then our last one, since you were talking about Skyrim, my Skyrim character is an Argonian named Gex, which is named after this guy.
Gex.
Because the remaster trilogy is coming out soon-ish.
Nice.
And so they just put out a new trailer showing like new things you can do, which I am super looking forward to this. Did you ever play Gex back in the day on PS1?
Yes, I did.
Or
yeah.
PC?
I think I played it on PS. There was one of them on PS1.
Yeah, well, all of them came out on PS1, and then they also released. At least I know the first one at least was on PC. That's the only one I had on PC. I bought it twice because I liked it so much.
Was the first one showing him with the suit, like doing a James Bond pose?
I think that's actually. Oh, I could be wrong.
Because that's the one I played, whatever one that was.
Yeah,
that one. Yep.
Enter the Gecko.
I remembered more of a Bond pose, but it's got the little like rifling for a barrel, like they did with James Bond.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played Gex 1. I didn't play too much of it. I thought it was fun, but I never got too into it.
And there's 3. There's 2. Where's
What's that
2?
Chick.
Oh, deep cover. There we go.
Deep cover Gecko.
Yeah, they always use the pose they had right here.
Yep. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. So yeah, no, I had fun. I'm probably not going to get the remaster. It's just not it's not my thing, but I'm glad that they're putting it out. It's cool.
Yep. 'Tis quite awesome. All right, and yeah, that's what I had for news. Unless I'm missing something. Oh no, I don't have an article for it because I didn't bother pulling it up. But one thing, if you've played these Bethesda games that came out like around the PS3, PS4 times, which would be Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 3, and Fallout 4, you know that if you play for like a couple hundred hours or more, something like that, the long play sessions, Bethesda games have this issue where there's a memory leak that pops up, and it just your character starts moving at like 3 FPS, and it's a terrible experience. People are now complaining because they've been playing a lot of hours into the Oblivion remake that there's this game-breaking bug that after you've played a lot of hours, the game just starts to like tear itself apart, and it's like, that's not new. that's not new.
Welcome to the early 2000s, boys and girls.
Yeah, like that's just a thing that is known for these games. Like that's the one thing I fear in Fallout 4 because I have so many hours in that game because I just try to do everything I can, and I know I'm getting to that point where if I keep playing, I'm gonna hit that, and I'm gonna be very sad.
The biggest thing to help with that is to not have a shitload of saves. That's the problem that a lot of people have because like you and I basically only keep a handful of saves, really one or two, because I know we've talked about it before. We like to keep just a couple of saves, not hundreds. But one of the bigger things with the Gamebryo / what's it called, creation engine that Bethesda's been using since the dawn of time is that if you have too many saves, it will just like cannibalize itself. That and the code, there's spaghetti code floating around in the background that just winds up coming to the foreground after you've played for like 200 hours. It happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen. And yeah, it's just kind of funny to me that people are rediscovering this. New players are discovering this and thinking that it's some like, groundbreaking thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. Like the only thing I've seen that people pointed out that I guess it's immersion breaking in a way. Not really. In Oblivion, when you're going to the arena, people like to run down the hall and jump and hit their head on the light and it starts swinging back and forth.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I did that every time.
It does not do that in the remake.
0 out of 10. Not buying it. Legitimately, I didn't know if I was the only person because I don't watch gameplay. I don't care to watch people. I like playing games.
People thought it was something you do for good luck. If you do that, you're gonna win.
Oh, I never thought that. I just did it
like
because
it just became, physics.
It had physics, yeah. Like it light move, so hit light. Monkey see, monkey happy, like that.
Yep.
It was cool.
Some people stuck to it like when you play Pokemon. When you throw the Pokeball, do you press anything afterwards?
No. Nope.
Some people believe that if you press hold A while it's doing it, you have a better chance of getting it. Or if you hit hold up and A or hit down or hit select or something, that it increases your odds of actually catching the Pokemon.
I think I've heard that one before. Actually, I know I don't believe it, but I think.
Oh yeah, it has no effect on the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they would tell you, or there'd be some kind of confirmation if that was true, and we don't have that at all. So yeah, it has nothing to do with anything. So
yeah, absolutely. There would be an NPC somewhere in the world that would mention it.
Yeah, in passing even or something.
Yeah, it might even be one of the when you go into the game developers building and you actually talk to people who made the game and whatnot.
Yeah.
I've always found that room to be really cool. It's my favorite room in all the games.
It is cool. I like how a lot of Japanese games have shit like that. Not like a game room, but there's nods to the fact that you're playing a video game in a lot of Japanese video games. It's just cool.
All right. Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready? Modding
to the arena.
Hacking. Yes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Modding and hacking consoles and people's opinions on it. because we have different opinions, because this is something me and you have talked about before.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'll tell everybody my stance on it. So, I mean, heck, I have an emulator device. I have another emulator device sitting somewhere. It's probably my backpack. I have a modded PSP.
Yep.
I was gonna mod my Vita, but the stick's broken, so it's not even worth it. Gotta replace that first. Yeah, I play a lot of emulator games and stuff like that. I like emulators. I like playing it, like these old games I can't get my hands on. Nintendo currently has like the SNES, NES, Game Boy Advance, and stuff like that on the Switch if you have NSO. And I like that. But there's a lot of games they do not have. A lot of games I played when I was younger that I just absolutely love. If they had Super Dodgeball for Game Boy Advanced, I'd be playing that all the time. You would not see me play anything else on the Switch besides that.
Yep.
Like, it's one of my most favorite little video games of all time. I mean, it's above Skies of Arcadia for me, and that's saying a lot. And I've loved that series since it was on NES, which I believe they do have that on NES. It's not as smooth as Game Boy Advance, though, obviously. Since Nintendo games originally were Dark Souls. Like, they make Dark Souls look easy.
Yeah, they do. Don't let the hardcore Souls people who make like Elden Ring their identity hear that. But yeah, they really do make Souls look easy.
Yeah, so I'm fully for playing old games, and that sometimes emulation is the only way you can do it. Or say like my PSP, I was buying games when it was still a live system, but once that system died, I was like, well, I can't get anything new. They're not coming out with anything. There's all these games that were released in Japan, and people made like fan patches for. So I want to play them, and the way you do that on the PSP is you mod it, you hack it, you give it a custom firmware, and you can then load all these games. Now, there's Nintendo, who have these things called ninja assassins, also known as lawyers.
Yakuza.
And they will make you pay them everything you own for the rest of your life, and then your kid's life, and then their kid's life, and so on until for the next like 10 billion years.
4 generations.
If you play emulated games. And I'm not supportive of that nature. Like, I understand they want to make their money, but I also understand I can't play these games anyway. You're not giving them to me. I'm going to find a way to play them. So if a console is dead, you can't buy these games, or like secondhand market, people make up a price for something. And that's then officially what it costs. This game now costs like $300 because Jimmy said so.
Yeah.
I don't care who Jimmy is. Jimmy, go to hell. I want to play this game. So I am going to play a emulated copy of it. Like, that's just what I'm going to do, because it's what I want to play. And then also there's games that I've owned that the disc gets scratched. I don't trust taking it to a place, because I've had places destroy the disc beyond repair trying to buff it. So, how legal is this? That's where it becomes a gray area. You're supposed to, if you're emulating a game, you are supposed to own the game, which is one thing. But then we get into that area that I just talked about, where you might not be able to own it. The game is not worth $700. I'm not paying guy on eBay $700 because that's what they think it's worth. It's not going to happen. Yeah. So I do the thing you're not supposed to do, and I will download a copy of it. I do it for games and consoles that are currently not active. They are not being made anymore. They're not being supported in any way. So I'll go play a Game Boy game today when you can't buy that game, and if you can, it's probably worth some stupid amount. And if it has like one of those a lot of older games have like the memory little battery in it for like the clock and everything to make things work properly. Yep. And if that battery died, you're screwed. It's a brick. Throw it away. You can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I stand. I'm pro hacking and modding for dead consoles, for things that aren't being supported.
Yeah.
By that logic, you shouldn't have a Netflix account and
Just torrent it all.
Yeah, I mean, well, kind of do have that in a way.
Thing you pay for in a way.
Yeah. I have my own way of getting TV and movies and whatnot. But yeah, like for dead things, I approve of. And like movies, I kind of am a little bit different on that one. Because a movie, I can go buy the DVD. The DVD didn't go up in price. It's not being just outrageously scalped. Because that's what the secondhand market for these no longer active consoles and games is. They're just scalping it. They're charging you an absurd amount for no reason besides I'm greedy.
Well, there are some movies, but they're not movies that really hit theaters most of the time. They're like smaller budget, more independently made movies that'll like have a limited DVD run that people will scalp the shit out of. But it's nowhere near as common for movies now.
Yeah, like, and you've seen me. I went out and bought that Punisher movie, Doctor Strange. I'm still trying to find the Captain America movie, but I can't find like an actual print of it, and I refuse to do it any other way. I'm not going to download that.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to find the copy of it because it's only going to be like max $40.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like a high cost for it because I've seen them go online for like 15 to 12, something like that. But yeah, games is just a different market because the scalping aspect of it is just so outrageously out of control. It's like the whole Nintendo Switch 2 thing, and it's just ridiculous scalping that's already going on with the pre-orders, and people are raging against that. Can you do this in all games? Yes. So people do mod current consoles.
Yeah.
And they will go ahead and get, like, say the Switch 2 comes out tomorrow. People are going to try to hack their console and illegally download Mario Kart World.
Yep.
That I do not support because it's new, it's active. And I get that one's a little different because it's a high dollar amount. So people are going to be mixed opinions on that. But like say Cyberpunk for the Switch 2. That's regular game, whatnot, just has the DLC in it. I would not go and mod my Switch 2 to then download Cyberpunk 2077. I'm just going to buy that game. It's a current new game. So I don't feel like that's right. But let's hear your stance on it.
Yeah, so also just to clarify, like modding games and modding consoles are different. So modding a console is like jailbreaking it. It's kind of same shit you could do with a phone. Yeah. It's just like applicable to games. You can get games, you could get like illegally download shit. It becomes kind of a gray area when you talk about it like cracking an intellectual property and like where does the property line begin and end. So when you buy a console, is it your property? The physical console is your property, but the software on that console is owned by whatever company created the console. Oh, hold on, give me a second. My cat just disconnected my headset. So basically you it just gets kind of hairy. It gets kind of gray. I think that
really quick, let me show this because this is what I was talking about with those prices. Super Metroid, Super Nintendo, $697.73.
Fuck that. No. The most I paid,
now, this is on the Switch, the NSO. So I would not go get this game and emulate it. I would not because it's there. I can get it. I have access to it.
Yeah. Now, the most I paid for a physical copy of a game, you saw it, was Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 1, and I believe that was about $200 if I remember right. Yeah. It is stupid. I could have hacked it. I could have, gotten an emulator or something on PC. But I didn't want to. I wanted to. I'm not huge on physical copies, but I wanted that damn physical copy because I had it when I was a kid. I don't know where the hell the discs went originally, and I was gonna get it again, and I'm still happy I got it. But with modding consoles, I think from a legal perspective, you're not really allowed to do it because you're fucking with the intellectual property of whatever company created that console. From a ownership perspective, I think you should be allowed to do whatever the hell you want with the plastic box that you bought. Now it gets hairier even outside of legal terms when it comes to, like, let's look at multiplayer video games, like with Call of Duty. You could hack your console, you could hack your controller, even you could like do all kinds of crazy shit and get an edge over people on games that are multiplayer. I think that's stupid, and if you do that, you're petty and sad.
Yeah, you're a POS, 100%.
Yeah, like you are a petty little boy. And I think you need to like check yourself if you do that shit. If you're doing it for the term, like the reasons that you're talking about, where a game is no longer sold, maybe they have a physical copy somewhere, but let's say you can't even get the console to play the thing anymore, even if you get a physical copy. Like it's for some reason, it's impossible to play that game. You hack the console for that, totally fine. I think that's absolutely fine. Still probably hairy, legally speaking, but totally fine with that because legality and morality are often very separate in a lot of cases. But outside of that, if you want to just like for me, I don't want to pay the money for a Switch 2. I will buy a Switch 2 at some point, but I think it's way too fucking expensive for what it is. I'm not so into it that I need it.
You need it.
I need it. Consume. Like, would I? So let's say there's someone, and I'm not going to do this, but let's say there's someone out there who's just like me, unfortunately, who, like, unfortunately for them, who wants to hack their PC and get like a Switch 2 emulator on PC. I think that's okay, especially with Switch 2 in-house like Nintendo games, up to the point of indie games. So if you want to do an emulator for Switch 2 and you want to get Donkey Kong or you want to get Mario Bros or some shit and never pay a cent for it, emulate it all on PC and play that shit, fine, take money from Nintendo. Okay, I have no problem with that. If you want to take money out of the hands of an indie studio, though, that's where I think it becomes shitty.
Yeah,
yeah, like it's, and I get it. If you, like, we're in a capitalist world. Capitalism sucks. Well, why, if you hate capitalism, why do you participate in it? Because I fucking have to, okay? Because it's the world we live in. So,
you have no choice.
Yeah, well, you have no choice. Like, yeah, could I go get like build a fucking stick cabin in the woods somewhere and like live off of fish for the rest of my life? Theoretically, yeah, but I'm not gonna do that. But like, I think that when you screw over indie studios, that's where I draw the line. If it's for old consoles, that's fine. If it's for new consoles, for AAA games, AAA studios, take money from them. I'm not losing sleep over it, but don't screw over indie studios. That's my main position.
Yeah, and to answer the question here, so is there one console that has or that can't be hacked? No. I mean, hell, the Vita, I believe, was hacked within like the first day or so that it dropped.
So, yeah.
PlayStation Vita. But what they do is open. Should have had this ready. Is this. They put out the terms of service.
Yep.
And they basically have this part right here. Software and content restrictions. The TOS typically prohibits the use of pirated games, unauthorized software, or modification to games or consoles that violate copyright laws.
Yep.
And what they would do is they basically just brick your console, which that's what brought up this whole topic was every console has had this in their terms of service. Like it's been a thing for just ever since modding and hacking became a thing.
Yep.
And Switch just updated theirs to where it includes that. Like, hey, if you're gonna hack your system and do all this other stuff like jailbreak it, we're gonna brick it, and you're just screwed. You're SOL. Too bad. Which I understand that because that's been a thing, but people online were just like, "That's outrageous! How dare they ever do that? They're the only ones who do this." And it's like, no, you're just dumb. You're too dumb to read. That's what it comes down to. You're not smart enough to know how to read. So you didn't understand that the consoles you've been playing your whole life have said that same thing. They all have the right to do that. If that's why if you are one of those people who takes a current game and mod your system to be able to play this pirated game, do not take it online. Do not play an online game like that. If you do, you are stupid. You are just beyond dumb. We can't fix you.
Yeah, that's
because that you get flagged right away and it's done. You're done. And snapping with that hand really hurt.
Yeah. Well, and also like some developers got wiser with it, where some developers wound up making like basically the game reads itself, some kind of code is initiated, and if it finds out that the game was pirated, it like fucks the game. Like you wind up getting a totally different game, or you're unable to get past a certain point, or like whatever. Like that's what some develop. I think that's a smart way to do it. In terms of like bricking a console, I do think that's excessive. And I think that goes into the whole realm of like, yes, it's always been in the TOS. It has always been in every TOS, 100%. But nobody reads a fucking TOS, which is a shame because you should. You really should read terms of service. But that's why people like get surprised when Facebook sells all their data. But like, I think bricking a $500 box of plastic that you paid for is pretty fucked. If you're caught doing that, I think there's more reasonable ways to punish people who are caught with that shit if the companies have to punish them at all. I think that Carlitos, bricking is when they basically just like make your console into a brick. So
it's a paperweight at that point. It's useless. You can't do anything on it.
They kill switch it, so it just doesn't work anymore. And you can't repair it. They I don't know if it's a hardware short out that they do or some shit, but you cannot. It's probably IP related, actually. They probably like have your IP for the console, and when you try to log on, something, because everything's online now, something grabs that IP and says, "Not this one, not this one." But
you shall not pass.
Yeah, like you shall not pass. So I think that that's excessive and pretty stupid. And I think it's like, it doesn't, and this is also why I'm more loose with people doing it. It doesn't happen enough to really put a dent in these people's bottom lines, like ultimately.
Yeah.
And the other part is too, like with Carlito saying about if asking if there's a console that couldn't be hacked, there is not a thing on this fucking earth that cannot be hacked or taken over or stolen or.
Well, I have an iPhone, and iPhone is unhackable.
Cue the Black Hatters. Like literally, like there isn't a thing on this planet that cannot be hacked, accessed, or stolen in some way, shape, or form. So it's gonna happen. You're never gonna be able to stop it. It's just like scalpers. You could do shit to negate it, but you will never be able to stop them. So it doesn't put a big enough dent in these companies' bottom lines. You're never going to be able to stop it. So I think that having these draconian rules on it that wind up bricking your console that you rightfully paid a shitload of money for, even if you are stupid enough to go online with a hacked game, like you still paid the money for it. I think that's too much, but I don't know. I'm more loose with it because like the companies they could cry themselves to sleep, wiping their tears away with like billions of dollars at night. You know what I mean? It just doesn't hurt them enough. Now, if like pirating was a prolific enough issue, if let's say there was like Nintendo puts out their Switch and basically like 3/4 of every copy of the game was pirated, then sure, we could talk about like actually like that's fucked up. We could talk about how to change that at that point. But you're going to get what? Let's say out of like 10 million copies, probably like 15,000 at most are going to be pirated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Most people just don't do it. Like I could do it. I mean, I used to peruse, like LimeWire and Napster and all that shit back in the day, Pirate Bay before they destroyed it. Like, not that I'm not admitting that I downloaded anything from it, but I used to at least peruse those sites upon occasion. Just full disclosure, legal disclosure. But it's too much of a hassle, in my opinion, to do it. If you want to do it, that's fine. I'm not personally going to do it, despite the fact I have a PC. I have the means. I could do that. I don't want to do it because it's too much fucking work. When I'm working and everything, I have the money. I could just pay. I could pay for the game, and that's what most people feel. That's what most people think.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm like I understand your point on it too. Like, screw the big companies like these AAA studios that are basically ripping us off anyway, especially ones like hell, Take-Two or EA, or 2K, that's the one I'm thinking of. How they'll release Madden does it too. You release a sports game at full price. So that for the past couple of years, that's been $70. And then they put in thousands of microtransactions, and they're going to hound you to do these microtransactions. Screw you. 100% screw you. I'm not down for that. But there's also studios that try. Outside of Scarlet and Violet, the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, all them, they try. Again, outside of Scarlet and Violet, because they...
Yeah. I mean, I think that... Personally, I think Nintendo falls closer in line with EA with their sports games and shit. Because the biggest innovation we've seen from a Nintendo game was the fact that fucking Mario Kart is open world. The graphics look the same, the gameplay is basically the same. They'll maybe add a character, take a character away, add a couple maps, take a couple maps away. But it's not as bad as EA games with sports and shit, like EA Sports.
Yeah, they're the absolute worst.
They are the worst. But I think that I feel this way about basically every AAA studio at this point, because they're not trying as much as they could. They're not spending the money in the ways that they should. They're spending too much money in all the ways that they shouldn't. And the products that we're getting are shit because of it, from all of them. And I just think that if you're going to do something that'll hurt some of these companies, I am absolutely A-okay with that. I am do what you're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's basically our two different stances. I'm a little more tight on it, and you're just a little bit more loose because screw Corpo.
Yeah, I side with Johnny Silverhand.
Yep. Yeah, and then like I've said, I'm still very much into that scene. I still I'll look up how to mod a Switch. I'm not going to do it, but I will look it up just because I'm curious. I'm just very curious.
From a technical standpoint, it's interesting as hell, especially the stuff you have to understand, the stuff you have to, modify and fuck with. That's why I love modding games in general, is because you could do some games are easy as hell to mod. You just click on something, you go onto the Steam mod page, you click subscribe, and bam, it's modded. But some games you have to actually have a technical understanding of shit to be able to modify. And you have to learn a lot and do that. So yeah, from that perspective, it's really it's interesting. And just with modding games though, because most games, I mean, I've been playing a shitload of Bethesda, and they're different, but most games either straight up prohibit modifications for their video game itself, or they basically they don't prohibit it, but they make it as hard as possible to do. How do you feel about the people who break that so they can mod those games? For instance, Rockstar games. They hate mods. They make them as hard as possible to put on their games, but people break shit and wind up doing it anyway, to the point where you could get banned online if you have a modified GTA 5, for instance. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest in modding a game itself. I'll just take the base experience. I like the DLCs, but like I said, with the Pokemon game, one of my favorite Pokemon games is Sword and Shield. And yeah, I never even played the one DLC that I've owned this whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, if people want to mod their game, let them. I mean, there's Japanese studios that are against it too. I think it's Capcom. Yeah, Capcom is anti-modding, but also for them, theirs is mainly online stuff, and people are going to cheat. So I understand them being hard against that. But let's say I'm playing, Resident Evil 4. That is a single-player game, single-player experience. Or I could do, because I think you could do co-op when you have the girl at least. I could be wrong on there. Resident Evil isn't one of my big titles. I played 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then a little bit of 4, noped out, watched someone beat it. I liked 5. 5 was decent. Played that one all the way through. That was co-op, though, and I liked that. I liked the fact that it was co-op. That made the game much more enjoyable. It was just an action game instead of a horror. And then... Yeah, 6 was trash. I have it, and I hate it. Never played the other ones. But yeah, I mean, you should allow it on there. Unless, I mean, the only things I would say you should ban is waifu and pervy stuff. We don't need that. Just stop. Just stop.
Dude, I want, and this is my own like authoritarian bent here. I want the Nexus for Skyrim and Oblivion and Morrowind. Well, not so, it doesn't happen as much in Morrowind because it's a little harder to, but I want the Nexus to outright ban like anime waifu sex mods just in their entirety, dude. They clog up the fucking website, and when I'm trying to look for like cool armor or new characters or like even a different, like I have a mod that changes the bodies of my character. I don't want them to be nude. I don't want them to have giant tits. I just needed to change the skeletal structure for a ragdoll mod that I have on Skyrim in particular, because the ragdolls in the base game are shit. But I needed to do this mod that changed up the body and the skeleton structure of these characters. But in order to get that, I have to sift through 500 like giant tit fucking bimbo mods on Nexus. I hate that shit, dude.
Yep. And then to answer this question, is there any parallel that can be drawn where another piece of art being modded like a game? Not that I can think of, to be honest. Closest, I guess, would be like AI making pictures, but
you know what?
It's kind of special to it.
Not yet. There isn't anything that like works like modding with gaming in any other art medium yet. But I think, as you mentioned AI, I think very soon in the future, people will wind up being able to take movies that are already made and changing them with AI. I think that's probably going to be a thing that we'll be able to do in the future. I think we'll be able to make whole ass movies with AI in the future too.
Yeah, I mean, people kind of do that with trailers. Let me find the channel. Hold on. There's this one YouTube guy who makes a bunch of fake trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find it.
I hate those, dude. All the AI shit.
Dude, it gets me so excited because I'll see something. It's like, oh, that's dope. And then it's like, oh, it's you.
Yeah. Oh, it's you.
Yeah, unfortunately can't find one off a quick search. But there is, I'll put it in Discord at some point when I find this channel again. Because it's usually like something that sounds really awesome. Like, I want this. And it'll be like, say, I don't want to say John Wick, Terminator 7 movie or whatever number they're on. And I'll be like, oh, that's dope. There's going to be a new one. And then you see it's just a bunch of like cut up parts of other movies and then some AI stuff thrown in the middle of it to make it work together.
Yep. Yeah, they'll like cut like bits out of other trailers and shit and then splice them together to make them look like a new trailer. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
But
no, there are some game creators that are pro modding. Bethesda,
yep. 100%.
They're very pro modding.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're pro modding because they don't want to finish making their fucking game before they release it. That's why they're pro modding. They know that the modders are going to fix the shit when it finally comes out. CD Projekt Red, they're also all for modding their games.
Yeah.
What else do we have? No, they're not for it. They're easier, but they're not for it. Hold on, let me look. The guy who made Kenshi, I forget his name. His studio is called Lo-Fi Games. He fully supports mods. He has mod showcases and shit. Like he'll always put mod showcases on his updates. Wow, what's the other one? The Baldur's Gate game.
Oh, that channel might be going away. Oh my god, hold on. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. But yeah, Lyrian.
Well, yeah, Lyrian too, but no, it's Baldur's Gate or no, Icewind.
Obsidian?
No, the game. Is it Icewind Dale? No.
Yeah. Icewind Dale?
No.
Well, while you look that up, I'm going to talk about this. This was posted 3 hours ago. YouTube cracks down on fake movie trailer channels making money.
Nice.
Going to demonetize them. That is beautiful. So I'm probably not going to see that channel anymore.
Neverwinter Nights. That game was built to mod. Half of the game, literally half the game is fan created shit. If you want it to be, you don't have to. But that's beautiful that they're going to kill these channels because I'm sick of seeing that shit on YouTube, dude.
Yep. Our enforcement decision includes suspensions from the YouTube Partner Program and apply to all channels that may be owned or operated by the impacted creator.
Good.
That is chef's kiss beautiful.
Well, yeah, and a bunch of boomers will stop being, fooled by that too.
Yeah. And in the modding scene for the PSP, this was the most prolific name in the scene, Dark Alex. This dude did a lot for the modding scene for the homebrew firmware. He was a legend, and then he just straight up disappeared.
Probably died.
Yeah, Sony came after him.
Yeah, with their own Yakuza.
Yep.
They just have a different clan that works for them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I forgot about this game. There's a game called Rogue Trooper. It's an old game, and it looks fun as hell. I never got to play it when I was younger. It's from 2006.
Nope, don't know it.
It's a third-person shooter. I love third-person shooters, dude. And I could definitely put that on Gears of War and Mass Effect. Those are the reasons why I love third-person shooters. But people don't seem to like third-person shooters that much.
Oh, you remind me of something. There was an article. This is the article I was looking for. Hold on. Let me find it. Oh, come on. Someone behind Mass Effect did an interview, and he leaked some speculation on when it could be coming out. And of course, that story just seems to be removed from the internet.
For the new one that they're Mass Effect 4?
4 or 5, whatever they're going to call it. I think they should call it 5.
It 4. Yeah, they should call it 5 because Andromeda is still a Mass Effect game, but I understand if they call it 4 because it's a mainline. It involves the people that were in 1 through 3.
Well, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people calling it 5 here. Games Radar, this YouTube channel.
Maybe they're coming around and starting to respect Andromeda.
Good. I mean, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's not like the worst game ever made.
Well, dude, people I mentioned something like this in the video that I just put up for today. The 5 destruction games, if you want to see games where you blow shit up. But I mentioned that people say that Red Faction 2 is one of the worst games ever made. It's really not. People just blow that shit up for no reason. Red Faction 2 is not great. It's not nearly as good as any other Red Faction game. But in my opinion, it's worse than the last Red Faction game that came out. There's a hot take for you. Or it's not as bad as the last Red Faction game that just came out. It's better than the last Red Faction game. But yeah, people tend to take these games and they're because it's the whole binary thinking shit. It's 1 or 10.
Yeah. And on July 18th, I will be commenting on that video after I've had some time with Bonanza, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh, yeah, because I mentioned that Donkey Kong game in the beginning.
Yeah, I was I kind of want to see how they do compare to each other, because there's a lot of ground destruction you can do in the game, but I don't know about buildings. That's the only thing I haven't fully seen, so I kind of want to see how it does stack up and how much you can actually destroy of everything, because apparently you can just level the level essentially.
So I love that shit. Terrain deformation is cool, and if that's all they have, that's still cool. I always love when you're allowed to change the landscape by playing the game. Yeah. But if you're adding buildings and shit like that's going to be really fun. And yeah, I do want to see how it stacks up to Guerrilla, because as far as I've seen, and I still play a lot of destruction games, nothing has beaten Guerrilla yet. There's a game that comes close called Teardown. One word.
The voxel game?
Yes. Yep. Teardown is awesome. It is absolutely awesome, but it it's just on the cusp compared to Guerrilla, in my opinion. And the Teardown is like, it's a whole game that revolves around destroying shit, whereas Red Faction Guerrilla is a game where it has a story, it has a campaign, it's a first-person shooter kind of shit, but you, oh Jesus, really? You can destroy shit around the game. But no, I played a lot of Teardown, and it has really good burn mechanics too. Like buildings can catch on fire and shit. But I don't know. It's not up to Red Faction Guerrilla, in my opinion. Yeah, the fire effects and the way fire spreads, it's amazing in this game. I mean, this game is still awesome.
I was hoping to see some destruction, but he's not doing any destruction. He's just walking around.
Maybe I'll do a video on Teardown sometime. It's been a while since I played it.
Yeah, it's one I want to play just to mess with. But my computer is definitely not holding this game.
Oh no, dude, your computer will not. Like, look, he's chugging out right there.
Yeah.
Like, my computer struggles sometimes. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to do this exact thing on my computer. Or is he gonna throw that guy into it? Oh, okay.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Okay, enough of that.
Should have chucked him in, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yep.
Yeah, but I am interested to see what you say about the Donkey Kong game, because it looks cool. I mean, the destruction looks really cool on it, but I want to see how it stacks up.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And yeah, Red Faction is good the whole way through, I feel. I don't have any issues with the games, any of them. Yeah. But yeah, Guerrilla is by far the best one.
100%.
Like, hands down. It's clear as day.
Yeah,
MS13.
Right on his hand, it says MS13. Well, I also really love the enemy you fight in Guerrilla, the EDF. I think they were done really well. They're a really cool, like, oppressive regime that they show you just how fucked up they are through the whole game.
Yeah.
I just think they did really well. That, and I love the callbacks to the original games in Guerrilla, where you get to go to the Altor Corporation facility that you broke out of in the first game, and Sonya is I think a descendant of one of the Altor Corp people, if I remember right.
Yeah. God, it's been 3 years since EDF 6 dropped.
Yeah, so EDF 6 dropped in Japan years ago, and they just recently ported it to America.
Yeah. Yeah, it dropped in August 25th of 2022.
Yep, but they're still charging full price for it, for the American version, which is bullshit.
Yeah, which it kind of sucks. They do the same thing with Persona. Persona drops like a couple years or so before it comes here, or at least it usually does. I don't know if it still does that now. And then you also have the other Legend of Heroes games. Those do the same thing. They drop in Japan way before it comes here, and yet we still pay the full price, which I kind of get. It is technically new.
Technically, but it doesn't warrant full price, man.
Yeah.
I gotta play Persona. I still want to play Persona 5.
Yeah, you need to.
Skyrim though, dude. I got Skyrim fever.
Or do what we were talking about in this episode and mod something, or just download an emulator and play the first one for for PlayStation 1. And just look at it and be like, wow. Wow. Yeah, it wasn't the best. It was rough. We'll say that.
But I got the best version of 5. I think you told me I should get Royal or Royale.
Yep.
And it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews. So that's the version I have of Persona 5. I am definitely gonna, thinking about it now, I should download it while we're off and play this. But
yep.
Then again, Skyrim, man, I got the Skyrim shakes, dude.
Yep.
can't stop. It's so good. It's infinitely replayable. I don't care what anyone says, even though I've done like every mission, I've done everything, but I haven't seen everything in Skyrim yet. Nobody on this planet has seen everything in any Bethesda Elder Scrolls game.
I have. I've seen it all. I've done it all. I also went to every planet in No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Or it's Starfield.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah, No Man's Sky. Yeah, no.
I flew to the moon in Starfield.
If you went to every planet in No Man's Sky, that would be like, you'd be like ancient.
Yeah.
But no,
travel.
I think that even though you could see almost everything, you could play through most things, that it's still infinitely replayable.
Yeah.
Oh, but hold on. I have to give me a second. I'll be right back.
Yep. But yeah, so basically overall for modding, hacking consoles, it's a very much illegal thing to do when it comes down to it. There are the loopholes of, if you own the game, you are technically allowed to play an emulated copy of it. It's still a very much legal gray area, but you are allowed to back up your files, which you bought on this disc, onto your computer, therefore giving you the playable ROM of it. So that's kind of how it all started, at least online. And my nose, it's just super bad today. It's killing me. But it's we have similar but slightly different views. Most people are just pro go for it, and they're pro for just basically download every game that's ever been made and start playing it, and who cares? I don't ever need to pay for anything. I'm completely against that, because like Hawk said, indie studios deserve that money 100%. And I'm a little more lenient to the AAA studios and think that, I'll buy it from them if it's a studio I am fond of. Like, I may not be the biggest on Square Enix, but I do love Square Enix games. But Square Enix is also just a publisher. They have studios underneath them, and those are the ones that I truly like. Like the people, Dragon Quest has been made by several different developers under Square Enix. A lot of JRPGs are that same way. Like, it's one series that's really not fully connected under the same name, but done by different people. And a lot of them are smaller studios. So I kind of support them for that. That's where I think Hawk's view is a little bit different from mine, because he would probably look at it and be like, Square Enix, screw them. And I'm looking at it like, well, yes, it's Square Enix, but it's also like Jimmy John's little studio down here that made it under Square Enix, and they're owned by a corporate god, but they themselves are not big. But yeah, and I've done it, bad things like that for forever. I mean, like I said, I've done it with TV and movies. Back in the day, I used to use Napster as well for music. I would try to pull up one site while we're on here that I used to go to, which was Juarez-bb.org. Unfortunately, that website died years ago. It was a user-funded website where people would just post stuff, like links to everything under the sun. It kind of started to fade away once. What was that big downloading site? File share site.
I'm back.
That got hit.
Napster?
No.
LimeWire?
No, not like a Tor type thing. Megafile or something like that.
Megafile sounds right. Like, it's just a regular file share.
Yeah. It might have been Megafile.
I might be
Megafile. It's one of those like that.
That sounds right. But there's a shitload of those.
Yeah, there was that one big one got brought down through because people were downloading games and movies and music through it so much, like posting all their files, that it got brought down. And that's when this whole like jailbreaking your system essentially to play these games kind of started to get a little more grim to the point where Nintendo is definitely coming after you?
Yeah. I just think they go after these people too hard. I get it; they want to make an example out of them, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think they're a little too excessive with this shit.
God, my nose will not stop itching, driving me insane. All right.
Well, that's what happens when it snows.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so I'm an actor. You want to do some lines?
Is it gonna snow at the party?
All right. So we did not do a movie this week.
Yeah.
I'm sad to say we did not do a movie because issues, and that's okay. We'll say the movie really, it kind of works for this episode, but it also doesn't at the same time. So we're going to shelve that for another one. What just happened? Oh, you son of a donkey.
God. Are you missing the link?
Yeah, but I sent it to you, so there we go.
If you
I got it.
Just send it. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
All
send
right.
the link back and forth.
Yeah. But yeah, before we do the SCP, next week we are going to do our first Talk of Better Politics podcast.
Yeah.
And then, so what's this? We're on the 12th right now. So the 19th, we're doing Talk of Better Politics. And then on the 26th, we will do Survive, Thrive, or Die for Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And then moving forward, we are basically going to be doing politics the first 3 weeks of the month. And then, or June's going to be a little funky because there's 5 Mondays.
Which also, here, I can't join the chat, but I put this in our chat. You could drop that in the main chat. That's the link to the channel.
You can't chat?
No, I'd have to join it through a YouTube account, and you're already on through our YouTube account, so I'd have to join it as my personal account, which I'm not mixing those because that's probably volatile for us. Because my personal account is on like 20 watch lists.
Oh. Oh, I did not know that.
No, yeah, so I can't join. It's fine. I don't need to join the chat, but I just dropped the channel link to you, and you could drop it into the chat, and we will be able to have Carlitos and whoever the hell else watches this go over there.
Yeah,
and,
Pinky until she has her band practice.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's our political channel. We're also on TikTok. Which I think you could just search Talk of Better Politics on TikTok.
Yeah. The nice thing about Talk of Better Worlds, which I kind of set this up this way, is a lot of times for the extra tags we can add, I put Sir Felix the Cat in there, so it comes up.
Yep.
So yeah,
I've been doing
you can just search in there, Sir Felix the Cat, and you'll get us.
Yeah, Hawk, you probably won't be able to. But on some of the videos that I put up, I do both Sir Felix the Cat and Hawk. And Talk of Better World / politics, depending on the channel. I haven't for the last couple of videos, but that reminds me to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, we blew some minds on TikTok so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I did a video earlier. It was actually Carlos. You were the reason I did the video. You had sent that article in Discord about Jasmine Crockett saying that the Democrats are basically scared to run another lady for president. And I was like, that's a perfect topic to talk about because that is an unjustified fear. Because I feel like the right woman could do it.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Kamala was close. She had a lot of good things going for her. Her stance on Gaza didn't change until literally the night before the election. You're too late.
Well,
that was too late.
As far as I remember, didn't it not change at all? Because when she was actually asked on her position on Gaza and the genocide and everything, which that's what it is, there's no argument. She was like, "Oh, I agree with Biden on everything."
No. November 4th, while in Michigan, her last rally, she completely changed. She was like, no, there's a word I'm looking for. I disavow or whatever it is.
Disavow.
I don't agree with the way the U.S. has been handling this. We need to end this. This war has got to stop. Like, she actually started coming down, like getting on the right message.
Well, that's the thing, though, is it too late? Well, it's not only too late, it is too late, but it's lip service. She would not have changed diddly dick, dude. She would have gotten in office and it would have been business as usual.
Oh, yeah. Then that was the whole thing, is her stance was always Israel has the right to defend itself. And it's like, yes, defend yourself, but genocide is not defending yourself.
Yeah, this is not defending. Dude, you know what? I hate wars. I think wars are stupid. They're always fought for the wrong reasons, at least since 1940s. The last big war we were in, that was a good one. But outside of that, wars are stupid. But if after October, whatever the hell, whenever that attack happened from Hamas, whenever they attacked Israel, if after that Israel or the IDF or even like Mossad or whoever the hell, probably would have been a joint operation, if they decided to find the specific dudes who did that attack, who did walk away from it, and then decided to surgically strike and remove them from the census, I would have no problem with that. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. But that's not even a war. That's just a precision strike. Oh, what is this? Carlitos posted something. Progressive except Palestine. Pep. Progressive except for Palestine.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's a big, and like the whole saying, like she did at times also said the two-state solution. I'm sorry, but that's been out of reach since that happened. The second they started the genocide, that was off the books. There is no possible two-state solution, which is the same thing Trump's trying to go for. And it's not a thing, except then he decided, like, no, I'm just full hardcore pro-Israel. We're going to kick the Palestinians off their land, and we're going to build Mar-a-Lago of the Middle East.
Yeah, a Gazizny land. No, I think, like, I'm going to put forward a motion here, okay, on the floor. I'm going to put a motion forward. Can we stop calling Democrats and liberals progressive? Because they're not. They're not. They're not progressive. I don't have a problem. I'm not mad, Carlitos. You're great. I don't mean that. I'm not attacking anybody. But I've just been thinking about this. They're not progressive, dude. They're not.
They're, what's the word, centrists?
Well, yeah, they're centrist, but they're like, so they're slightly less regressive than Republicans, but they're still regressive.
Yeah, it's like Owen, whatever his name is, the ex-Jehovah's Witness guy says, like, basically they're just to the left of killing the homeless for sport.
Yeah. Yup. And it's true. They are just slightly and that gap is shrinking by the year. They are ever so slightly to the left of killing homeless people for sport, but they are not progressive. Not at all.
Yeah. Yep.
The real progressive won't have a voice.
Let's move off politics. Let's go on to
gonna get nuked.
This week's SCP. So we're doing another poem. It's a 4-parter, so we're going to go back and forth on this one, like always.
Okay. All right.
Now, it is called A Poem for Strad. Strad. What voice do we want to go with this week? Last week was Batman.
Who's that guy? Tiny Tim. You know Tiny Tim? The tiptoe through the tulips?
I can't do no high-pitched voice.
Tiptoe.
In corridors where silence dwells.
They tread with caution. Or we could do like what is it? You missed it. No, Carlitos, you did not miss the movie. I did not get to watch the movie, unfortunately, because today has been a fucking nightmare. So we are going to save the movie for another applicable show. So
we'll end up doing an SCP coming up in the future, maybe next month. that'll be more in line with it.
Yeah. They'll make sure to fit it in sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably do it next month. That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get into this. Okay. So, poem for Strad. In corridors where silence dwells, they tread with caution, minds compelled, clad in coats of sterile white. They probe the dark and pursue the light. Anomalies behind the glass, subjects of study, none surpass. With instruments and sharpened thought, they frame the chaos progress brought. See, it's telling you not to be a progressive.
Yep.
Class D's helped with tests each day, in tasks where lives could slip away. With strict rules set and methods tight, they worked through danger, day and night. A limb replaced, a memory changed. They said it helped, but things felt strange. No one talked about the toll. They came from sharpened the... Oh, that came from sharpened the soul. Whatever. Moving on. Your turn.
Okay. Where are we? Sorry, I got distracted. It started with one man's dream. No, is that it? Yes, it started with one man's dream, a mind too sharp, a heart too keen. He walked the halls of blackened glass, where whispers curled and secrets passed. He gave his years to hidden truths, to charts and tests and dying youths. But something in the silence grew, a question that the answers knew. The foundation said, contain and stand, but he saw more with trembling hands. Why cage the world to keep it still, when could we learn and shape and heal? Disillusion bloomed like wildfire. He reached for three who'd not expire. They met in secret under smoke and shade, a pact of minds the world betrayed.
They tried to wake the sleepers there, to stir the minds too dumb to care. But silence stood in every hall, so they withdrew to let it fall. Gone for decades.
Off the grid, while rumors guessed at what they did, the world kept turning blind and wide. Still they worked and still they tried. In time, the whispers took on weight, a ghost in labs, a trembling gate. And from the depths unknown, Strad became. No longer few, no longer alone. That doesn't rhyme. No logos marked their coats of gray, no stacks of forms to block their way. They moved through cracks, through lines of code, through satellite and mountain roads.
Their cause was sharp, their purpose plain, to bind the wound, not chain the brain. That's like some fucking John Cena shit. Anomalies weren't marks of doom, but riddles waiting room to bloom. No more red tape to slow the blade. No silent forms in triplicate were made. Where the foundation feared and stalled, Strad pushed ahead no matter the cost demand. This is not what.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I don't get poetry, I guess. Some called them traitors, mad or lost, blind to danger, deaf to cost. But others saw the world they drew, where knowledge bloomed and hope broke through. And still they walk unseen, unheard, beyond the reach of frightened words, not bound by fear, nor name, nor brand, just tools in heart and truth in hand.
Oh, I thought there was 4 parts. There's only 3. I can't count.
Oh, I thought there was
4. No, that was 4. Yeah, that was 4.
I was going to say, what the hell?
I definitely can't count. I was like, I only went twice and you went once, but that was your second one.
There are 4 lights. That's a deep Star Trek reference. Yeah, you had me. I was like, what are you talking about? There's 3, dude. I'm not that. I haven't lost my mind that much yet.
Yep. Matthew Perry.
May he rest.
A Hollywood tragedy.
Dude, didn't his doctor kill him kind of like Michael Jackson? Like, isn't that the same
Yeah.
kind of shit that happened with him?
Well, yeah, he was prescribed too much and he took it and it killed him.
Yeah, so his doctor killed him.
Yeah, because he was recovering from addiction and all that stuff. Like he
Yeah.
was actually on the road to recovery and they just killed him.
Which, I mean, what person in Hollywood is not either addicted or on the road to recovery?
Yep.
At this
Yeah.
point, what person in America isn't addicted?
Me, I'm not addicted to anything.
No, he's not addicted to anything. It's a joke. Haha, funny.
Yeah. Where's my crack pipe?
Dude, did you ever see that shit they sell them at gas stations? They're like flower holders or whatever the hell, but they're just crack pipes.
Wow.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like something you put a flower in or whatever, I think, if I remember right. But if you look at them, they're just straight up crack pipes, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the gas station I go to all the time, they sell everything. Like everything. They have a bunch of pipes and bongs on one wall next to all their vapes, which cover like half the counter area for they're all behind like bulletproof glass, which I don't blame them.
Yeah.
And yeah, then on the other side, they have like different types of edible candies, like, you know, edibles of sorts.
Oh, yo, speaking of crack pipes, it's similar to meth, I guess. It's not meth, but while we're on the topic, because I learned something about a superhero.
Hold on. There we go. We're just gonna call it your article of the week, or let's change it.
My thing of the day. I'll wait.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to spell.
Nah. Hawk's
There we
fact
go.
of the week. Okay, so this is kind of a fact. I learned about the movie Thunderbolts. The guy who plays the bad guy / the good guy. What's his name? He wears a yellow suit. He's basically Marvel's Superman.
Oh, Sentry.
Sentry, yes. So Sentry was a meth addict in the comics, and he found a like uber super soldier serum, and just drank that shit because he was like a meth addict, I guess, and that's something they would do. I don't know. I don't know many meth addicts. Not zero, but not many. So he drinks that shit and then becomes God, effectively. So have you seen the Thunderbolts movie?
No, I want to though.
You want to? Okay. I've spoiled myself on a lot of stuff because I'll watch it at some point. I just don't care about the spoilers, so I've watched some shit from it. What have you heard about the Thunderbolts movie?
That the people behind it made a really stupid call and tried to say that Winter Soldier is stronger than all the Avengers put together.
Wait,
And that they apparently, that's in the trailer for it. Someone says that, and it's like, are you serious? But besides that, they kind of throw some shade at Falcon's Captain America.
Oh, okay.
And there was one more thing. I can't remember the last thing.
Well, dude, in the trailer, it sounded like they were saying what's his face is the stronger than the Avengers. The main yellow dude, Sentry.
Oh, Sentry? God, yeah.
Yeah,
God, he
it
would kill them
sounded.
all.
I didn't pick up that they were saying that Bucky was the strongest. It sounded like in the trailer that the woman was saying that Sentry is the strongest person in the Marvel universe, like stronger than all the Avengers combined. That's what I heard when I watched that trailer.
Oh, then maybe I misunderstood.
I think a lot of people, because it was cut kind of weird, I think a lot of people probably took the wrong message away from that, but it sounded like that she was saying Sentry is, which that makes sense from the shit I've seen on him. Yeah, Carlito says Sentry is he's stronger. Like Sentry is God, effectively. Because I looked up Sentry because it sounds interesting to me, even though I hate superhero. I don't hate superheroes. I hate Superman characters, unless they're done really well, like Homelander, aka conservatives. But I haven't watched Thunderbolts, but I can tell you with confidence because I've seen enough of it through shaky hidden recordings from the movie theaters that it's fucking awesome, and you should definitely watch the movie.
Yeah, I plan on it. I'm just trying to see if it's on the app right now.
I will be watching it in full at some point. There's a fight that happens in it that is just done so well. I really like the way they filmed this. And also the ending. How it ends is very different from every other Marvel superhero movie, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, in 1 week, it made more than their biggest flop made in its whole life, which was the Marvels.
Oh yeah, the Marvels sucked. Yeah, Carlitos. I'm sick of this shit too. I think most people are kind of sick of superhero shit at this point.
Yeah, so worldwide, the Marvels made $206 million.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Did that even cover the cost of production?
Let's see. No. It needed to make at least 450 million.
Yeah, that's
weird. Oh no, sorry. The total cost was 374. So 450 would have mean it actually did well.
That's crazy. Yeah, they spend too much goddamn money on these movies. But no, Thunderbolt's not making crazy money. It's not. Because I haven't looked. I don't know if it's selling really well. I see. You know what I'm sick of? Here's the thing that I'm sick of. This is my gripe of the week. I'm sick of people saying X is back. So and so is so back. Marvel is so back. Helldivers is so back. And the next week they're gonna say it's shit. And the week after that they're gonna say it's back. I'm sick of that, dude.
Yeah, it made 300 million for its first 2 weeks. Or near 300 million, 272.
Yeah, that's not that much money. I mean, well,
yeah,
300 million is fucking crazy.
Minecraft is at 900 million, and it's been out for like, what, a month now?
I think so. Yo, Minecraft is like breaking every record, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 300 million, it's a shitload of money, yeah, for plebs like us. But like in terms of returns for those movies, that's a surprisingly low amount. They're making 15-year plans still? They're still doing this shit?
Yeah. They're trying to use this as like their reason to do it.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can we just stop, dude? I think this superhero period...
It hasn't broken even yet. It has a budget of 280 million.
And that's Hollywood rounding, Hollywood accounting there too. So, but I think this superhero period of movies has lasted longer than the Western scourge that happened in like the 70s and 60s. Because it's been what, like almost 30 years that the superhero shit's been going on.
Yeah. Yeah. When did it depends if you want to count it with the Hulk being the first one or Iron Man.
I would say there was one before that. Blade. It started with Blade. That's my contention.
Yeah, I mean technically it did.
But we could say it started with the Hulk, which came out before Iron Man, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, because Blade was 98.
Yeah, Blade was way back. Amazing though. I love those movies.
2003. That would be
over 20 years.
Yeah. Over 20 years. That's crazy.
Yep. Now, how long did the Western period last? I think it was about 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they consider it starting with Iron Man, which was 2008. But I don't agree with that because there were Marvel movies.
Ooh, okay. So they haven't beaten the Western period yet. The Western craze started in the 30s and went up to the 60s. So we got under 10 years before we beat the Western phase. And if Carlito, I mean, I believe Carlitos because they do this shit all the time. So they're making 15-year plans. I think we will beat the Western phase with the superhero phase.
Yep.
Yeah, creativity is dead, dude. I blame a lot of shit for that, but a big part of it is the fact that we, as a society, now have access to everything and anything that has ever been created that was cataloged since the age of film, effectively. And And even writing, like we have access to everything that's ever been made. So there's no way to make anything new. It sucks. Can't enjoy Andor. Yeah, I still have yet to watch Andor, and I have a sour taste in my mouth with Star Wars in general, just because of shit they've been doing.
So Disney bought Marvel in 2009 for $4 billion. You know how much the MCU has made them, and they consider this starting with 2008, which doesn't make any sense here. They bought it a year later, but they're going back to 2008. How much do you think they made total between movies and TV shows?
I'm going to guess like 30 billion.
Damn close, 31.
Oh shit! Look at that. I'm pretty good at guessing that shit, dude. Yeah, 31 billion dollars. Yeah, no, I was gonna say when you said it was like what 4 billion or whatever they sold it for or bought it for.
Yeah.
That's cheap as hell considering all that. Like that is really, really cheap.
Yeah, I mean, before then they were mainly just comics. They still had video games, still had TV shows and random movies, but it was mainly mainly comics, and the comics were kind of hurting at the moment. So they bought them when they were like in a down phase. So it definitely Disney completely benefited from that.
Holy shit. Carlitos put something in the Discord saying we could get 20 to 30 movies in the next saga over the next like 10 to 15 years. That is going to absolutely, like, Marvel is done if they do that because people are already generally tired of this shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit, dude. Program estimated it would take 40 billion per year to end world. Yeah, 40 billion to end world. Well, dude, we talked about this before. If Musk wanted to, he could literally end world hunger and end homelessness tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. And could still have billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yep.
But no, we need fucking Marvel movies. That's what we need.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess that's the fact of the week. Marvel is still sucking, even though Thunderbolt seems pretty good. It's still falling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, Thunderbolts, I want to see it. Will I go see it in theaters? No.
Fuck no.
I have no interest in doing that. Like, I'll watch these movies. I've watched almost all of them. I still need to watch Golden Rings. What the heck is his name?
What, that British guy?
No, Shang-Chi.
Oh,
and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to see that one, and I think I'm not going to watch Spider-Man movies. You can't pay me to watch that little kid.
Yeah, I mean, well, we got blessed with the best Spider-Man that ever was or ever will be. So, Tobey Maguire. Nobody's going to beat him. So it's not even worth watching the new movies. The fucking Andrew Garfield, he was the second best.
Yeah. And the way they did the swinging with Andrew Garfield was just perfect. Their CG, like, animation for it was flawless. They actually understood how to make a character look like they are swinging on these ropes or on these webs. And it was beautiful. Yeah,
they did that so well at both the older series, the Spider-Man series with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are definitely worth watching, and worth watching again if you haven't watched them in a long time too.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't know what it is about that kid. That's why, like, if he plays Link in the Zelda movie, I'm gonna be so pissed because he is a good actor in some movies. He has been in some things that he does a good job at. But not Spider-Man. He also his Uncharted movie.
Yeah, God, that
laughably bad.
Such a miscast. I mean, I will say
both characters. Yeah. Like Mark, come on now.
Yeah, dude, who can't act? I don't care what he cannot act.
He's also not racist. That's my joke of the week.
Yeah. I will say that what's his face? That kid. Is it Tom Holland?
Isn't that his name? Tom Holland.
Yeah, he seems like a good person. Like as a person.
Absolutely.
So I'll give him that. In a nest of vipers, he seems like an actually good kid, but he can't. I don't like his acting, and he's mostly it's mostly just being miscast, in my opinion. I think that's the biggest problem with him.
Yeah, like the movies he's been good in, it seems like the role was actually meant for him.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he's also, it's like that. You sent me a video, or maybe it was a short the other day about actors and their acting.
Did I send that? I forget.
Yeah, where it was like The Rock,
Oh,
Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
and someone else.
yeah. How they don't act. They're just like,
They play themselves.
yeah, they just play themselves. Like, I mean, Ryan Reynolds seems okay. Yeah. What's his face? Jack Black, The Rock, and Ryan Reynolds. How they just straight up, they never act, and they're the same person in everything they're in because they're not playing a character. They're just being Jack Black or Ryan Reynolds or The Rock, and that doesn't make for good movies. They just suck.
Yeah, and out of all of them, Ryan Reynolds would be the best because he has at least a movie where the character is literally him. Like it is him. He is Deadpool. There's just no questions about that. He has the perfect personality for it. It's just, it matches him.
Yeah, the looks, the voice, the personality, the way he holds himself, and like that's cool. And Deadpool works because that was like written for him. But
Yeah.
anything else he's in, like that Free Guy movie that we watched, was not remarkable in any way. It was like, it wasn't terrible, but it's like I'm not gonna sit there and think of like someday in the future I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I want to watch like Free Guy again. Like I'm never gonna think that.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it if I wanted to go back and see like how many references I can count. That's about it.
Yeah, but that's not like I'll think about, oh, I want to watch There Will Be Blood, or actually just relatively recently I rewatched both the Sylvester Stallone Dredd movie, Judge Dredd, and then watched the Dredd with Carl Urban. Rewatched those, like fucking awesome movies.
Yeah, I can't rewatch the original anymore. It's dead to me.
Why?
Anything that piece of shit's in is just dead to me.
Oh yeah, he's a Red. That's right.
Oh, he's a straight slurping out of the golden diaper Red, and that just that killed it.
Yeah, that I didn't think about that. I still like the movie, just like with Kevin Spacey, how he probably, but I mean, I'm gonna say allegedly, but probably killed people, and also like diddled some people. But like the stuff that he's in is still pretty good. But Carlitos mentions Van Wilder is based on Bert Kreischer. I did not know that.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah, Bert. I was like, I know that name. Yeah, him.
Oh yeah, dude, I don't like him. He sucks. Dude. He's not as bad. He's not as bad as that crazy Republican quote unquote stand-up comedian who like makes weird fucking noises and flaps around on stage all the time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The one who was in Half Baked.
Let me see. Half Baked. Yeah, I think that's him. I think
Jim
that
Brewer.
he's young as fuck there. Yeah, Jim Brewer. Yeah, dude, that guy is god awful, dude. Yeah, Joe Rogan clout chaser. He really is. Yep. And he still can't get off of like fucking wearing masks and vaccines from COVID. Like it's boomer comedy at its finest, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I hate him. Laura Silverman? Oh, yeah, I remember her. Okay. Oh, shit, even Dave Chappelle kind of went to hell. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Chappelle's a weird one. He's still funny. Like his last stand-up I watched was decently funny, but not as funny as it was when he was younger. He's kind of lost it. Says some great things though, and some very offensive things, like highly offensive. But it is what it is. 'Tis what it is. Oh, and there's a new TV show coming out. Hold on. Saw somebody and it reminded me. Tracy Morgan News. There is going to be a new comedy series coming out, which stars Tracy Morgan and Daniel Radcliffe, and it's being written by the 30 Rock team. It was show was ordered to be on NBC. Let's see if they have a name for it. Let's pull up the article. Let's just present. Yeah, because I don't know if you've seen Daniel Radcliffe's like non-Harry Potter movies, but Swiss Army Man, I think it's called, is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's fantastic. It's really weird, awkward, but it's good. So it's going to be the fall and rise of Reggie Dinkins. Yeah, the farting one where he's dead and guy just basically uses him for everything. Like gets water out of him too, which is really, really strange. But and Andor, I'm gonna watch that. I'm passing on Last of Us. It's just not my IP. My wife will probably watch it though, so I'll at least hear about it. But yeah, Andor, I'll watch that at some point. I mean, I have so many things on my list to watch, which now is a good time because I haven't been playing nearly as many video games. Because like I'll play for like sometimes even just 5 minutes, my arm starts hurting, so I stop. And I'm going to be like this for the next at least month at this point. So yeah, I'll be watching a lot of stuff because I've been watching anime, which I'm doing a video on Thursday about an anime that I just found out existed, and it's fantastic. And I watched the whole thing in like 2 days.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, I'm back, by the way. Sorry. There's phone shit that's being sorted out at the moment. But yeah, no, that I'm excited to see that anime video. There's an anime. I need to find the name of it, and I want to ask you about it whenever I find the name of it. But it has the most realistic armor and sword fighting in almost any media that's ever been made. But it's an anime, and I think it takes place in the 100 Years' War. Did you ever hear about that? It's on Amazon.
There's a couple animes that take place in that, so I'd have to see it.
I gotta find that shit and send it to you. I need to watch it at some point. It looks like I'm not a big anime guy, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about while you were away. Was a new show with Daniel Radcliffe and Tracy Morgan.
Oh, okay. I like Daniel Radcliffe more than Tracy Morgan. I think he's very gimmicky. Tracy Morgan is, but he could be funny. He's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm happy it's Daniel Radcliffe. I like him.
Oh yeah, and I'm passing on The Last of Us because I just can't find it in me to care after being pumped full of Last of Us shit for the last like 10 years. And then I'll watch Andor at some point, but I don't know.
I still need to watch what's the other Star Wars one? The one that got canceled with the chick who was in the cartoon Clone Wars.
Mandalorian?
No. The chick in Clone Wars.
Ahsoka.
Yeah, that one.
There's some good shit in that one, but otherwise it's kind of meh.
Yeah, but it's got Rosario Dawson, so I'm 100% there.
Yeah. But she was in Queen of the Damned, if I remember right. That was the first time I ever saw her, actually. I'm pretty sure that was her. Queen of the Damned.
Isn't that Aaliyah?
Oh, yeah, that is Aaliyah. No, what the hell was I thinking? She was in something from back then.
No,
she was in the movie Alexander too. She plays his wife in the movie Alexander. I saw her from something back then though. What the fuck? Oh, she was in Clerks too. I remember that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yep, that's when I fell in love with her. Because
Yeah, dude,
Clerks 2 is just a fantastic movie.
She's pretty fucking awesome. I swear I saw her in something else from back then. Death Proof. She's in Death Proof.
Did they do a Clerks 3?
I think they did up to Clerks 4.
I never watched 3.
Men in Black 2. That's the first time I saw her.
There's no concept yet for 4. But they are doing the 4:30 movie, which is a new film by Smith that explores themes similar to Clerks.
Oh, by the way, I watched another movie relatively recently because I saw some shit on it on YouTube. Oh yeah, and Kevin Smith has become a parody of himself. It's kind of sad. But I want to see if Carlitos or you, Sir Felix, have seen this movie. It's on Netflix, and it's called The Irishman.
Sounds very familiar.
It's got Pesci. It's got De Niro. It's got
Yes.
Who else? The other big guy, Al Pacino. Yeah. It's directed by Scorsese. It's got Stephen Graham. So this movie's like 12 hours long, but
Yeah,
it's so fucking long. But I loved this fucking movie, dude. What did you guys think about this?
yeah. No, this movie is solid. Like, I'm surprised IMDb gave it so low. Like, I agree with these two. It is fantastic. But yeah, speaking of Scorsese,
Yeah, I love.
didn't
Scorsese.
he do? Maybe it wasn't him. Who did Megalopolis?
Ah, shit. It wasn't him. Shit. Who was it? It was another. Big
Oh,
fan.
Francis Ford.
Ford Coppola. Yeah. Francis Ford
Yeah.
Coppola. That's it.
So this guy came out and he said the reason it's not on streaming or on DVD is because he doesn't want anybody to own it.
What, you don't. What? What? Well, it sucks anyway, so nobody would buy it.
I just want to see it. I want to see what it's about because it was so disliked. I need to see it. So
It's
let
a
me see it.
fever dream. Basically, so
Yeah.
like from what I've seen of it, it's just literally his like fever dream. It's he has too much money and someone didn't stop him from making it. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard anybody say anything good. I mean, it sucks so hard is probably the nicest thing I've heard about it.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it, in my opinion. That's the best way I've seen it put.
All right. Yeah, so that's where we're ending it today. We are done.
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 Complete.
Settled.
It is settled. Where is she?
You have been corrected.
Yeah, so we have a video on an anime coming out on Thursday. We have a video about destruction that came out today. We have another video coming out next Monday, which is going to be about games that I have to still record. Video's done. Just got to make the game or play the game so I can add them to it.
It's gonna be a video.
Yeah, it's going to have things and words. And yeah, like I said, next week we're doing talk of better politics. So put that link in chat earlier. I mean, yeah, you guys have it. It's there, or just search talk of better politics. Yeah. And you will find us there. It's going to be at the same time. We're going to keep it same time we do this one, not change anything. That way
Yeah.
it's not an awkward change when we go back and forth. But yeah. So until we see you guys next week, take care.
And stay safe.
Salut.